Hi everyone, and welcome back to the very first session's last day of class. So you can see this is what our town was like back in December. When we were finishing up the first session, we still hadn't added on pretty much anything over here. We don't have the teleports going, and all the town's shops are pretty simple and basic. Let's go take a look at what the towns are like. For a quick trip down memory lane and see what we have going on here. So, Tribe A, they were still working on their farm. They had their house. Most of their houses were getting started, digging into the caverns or going deep down. And they just gotten into the slime blocks from the secret shop. So, pretty good. And let's take a look at Tribe B. Tribe B, they did a pretty good job. They had their main houses put together. They'd all started on their own individual houses, and they had some nice designs going on by the end of the first session. Tribe C, they just started playing also with the slime blocks and the redstone, and they had their, I think, 1, 2, 3, and 4 houses started on. Tribe D, this is I believe the 4th graders, and they had quite a bit of a mess, really. The central area was totally random and chaotic. We had one giant house with no roof, and a lot of just other little simple houses started. So they were still getting going, getting the lay of the land. And then over here we have Tribe E. They didn't change too much actually throughout the period. What they did was actually go deeper underground and add some cool redstone, some other security stuff to their houses. So that is what we have, and of course there is nothing in the group build yet because we had not started over here. Alright, let's go take a look at the next server from the next session. Alright, so here's our server from the end of February. You can see we added on quite a bit of the redstone tutorials that we all went through and learned a lot about different redstone and different ways you can make interesting contraptions and stuff with that. And let's go take a look at the tribes. So Tribe A, they never really finished up their farm up in the sky, but the houses got more intricate, more designed. The towers got taller, and they added another portal, and they added redstone access to a couple of their doors, along with, let's see if the sorter was built. Along with, they were working on a sorter to get the sorter working. So, quite a bit of progress on this group. If I can get over, alright. Tribe B. Tribe B saw a few more new students and some more improvements on the houses, lots of redstone, a railroad, a clock system, new houses being built, just a lot of really cool stuff Tribe B was doing to improve on their house. Tribe C worked a little bit on their houses, added another story, added some other stuff to it, added some railroad to their area. Tribe D added a railroad to go around most of their stuff. They cleaned up this middle area, which was a big mess. They added this giant thing that was never completed, I believe. We'll see in the next video if they finished it. And just more houses added on as new students came in and joined them, and even a little artwork was added to the city. Alright. Oh, and don't forget the little torch garden. And try D, or E. So you can see they added more housing, added more stories, added a big tower, added sorting engines, and the railroads. So lots of work there to improve. And the main part with this one was that we all went to the group build and built our giant mazes that you had me go through in the maze video. So this was a lot of work. You guys spent a ton of time on this, and it was really cool. I still think this is one of the coolest things we did all year, and I'm still really impressed with some of the work that was went into it. So definitely cool stuff. All right. And we had just opened up the arena, but the only thing that was here right now was the test arena and a few starting areas for the glass maze arena and a few others that never really got finished. So let's go take a look and see what we have in the server in the next version of it. Alright, so here we are at the server at the end of March, and you can see that I actually ended up doing a lot of testing over here for various pets and other stuff, and so I cleared out the whole mountainside, which was one of the bigger changes for all that. Not much else changed in the actual town. I did add a few more things to the shops and everything, and we have the secret shop, but not a huge stuff changed there. So let's go take a look at the tribes real quick and see. For the most part, you guys finished up your railroads, finished up your town, and you guys were mostly adventuring. So not a huge amount of changes, I think, in most of the tribes. We'll do a quick look. Some more complicated railroads. The houses got literally more fancy. I wanted to take a look at this house, because this house last time it had no roof, nothing on the inside, and now it's got all this, all that. I mean, it was much fancier by the end of it. So really cool progression, just 2 months pretty much of sessions and tribes. I don't believe there was any changes here. I think we lost most of the students from Tribe C except for 1 or 2, and they moved to other groups. And so our progress here was they added a little bit more railroad, they added more traps and more dangerous places to be if you were exploring this town. They really like to send you into lava or bouncy stuff. But overall, most of this time we weren't really working on the towns in this session, because what we were really working on was the arena. So let's go take a look at how the arena changed in just 2 months of time. So the last time we were here was just one building for an arena. That was my little test arena. And then we've added 1, 2, 3, 4 new arenas. So let's go take a look at what we added. So in that first month, we updated my arena. Then we added the glass maze, and this one was still probably one of the more popular ones. 4 teams, had lots of lava, little glass blocks fall down, a little bit of a maze. It was very well designed. Then we had the slime, and this one was also very popular. Very good for some one-on-one combat. Very slow at times in that middle area with lots of soul sand and other things. This was the most unique of the arenas. This was the Spleef arena, and they worked hard at getting this to work so that the game mode was that you blew up the blocks underneath people and they would fall into the lava. So that was really cool and well designed. I have one that got started, didn't get finished too much. And then let's see what we have over here, if anybody ever finished any of these. And and here's our CTF arena. So this was capture the flag, and so pretty cool. The same people that built the Spleef arena built the CTF arenas. They were very prolific in making new arenas, and I think everything was pretty cool. I think everybody had a great time playing in the arenas and then making some changes to them. So I'm looking forward to see what you guys do over the summer with the arenas. Alright. And nothing new in the group build world. So let's go take a look at what our final end of the year world looked like. Here we are at our last final version of the server before we finished for the year. You can see that we had upgraded to 1.92, so we had lots of new features and stuff. We had to add a whole new teleport area to get everybody around because the old teleport mod broke. And we have the end open to everybody. I showed you guys how to use the anvils, how to use the brewing stations to make potions, and how to use the bookcases and the enchantment table to make your weapons more powerful. We also show all the damage you guys did with some of the spells to the various buildings somehow. Really shouldn't have been able to, but you know, whatever. And then we also have the reward chest, and we had our little puzzle game, solve the riddles. So that was the final state of our town. And let's see, I gotta go over here. Let's go see what our various tribes look like. So tribe A, they spent almost all their time in the arenas. Pretty much that, and gathering money and stuff to go into the dungeon. So let's go take a look at our other tribes. So they added a second floor with windows to this building. This one, they got all these cocoa beans, so they figured out they could make a ton of money harvesting cocoa beans, and so they created big giant cocoa bean farm areas and made a bunch of money doing that. So that's what this tribe added on while they were busy. Let's see, tribe C. Yeah, nothing changed tribe C because I don't think anybody from tribe C is still in the program. And tribe D. Tribe D added a few more light systems and some other work, but they never really finished any of their big giant buildings. They did do a little bit of redstone. The middle here got a bit more chaotic and lit up, and they did some pretty confusing railroad stuff. But overall, not a terribly huge amount of stuff going on. Added like a second floor to that building. They're probably mostly also in the dungeon and with their pets and everything. And tribe E. Tribe E added on some redstone stuff to help give them some easy access in and out of their house. So that was a pretty cool little project to help the student work on. They had a garden onto this building, which was nice looking. And for the most part, they spent a lot of time working on the dungeon and the arena. So let's go take a look at the dungeon, which is this one. So the kids were challenged with going into a dungeon, which was a pre-generated 5x5 cluster dungeon that was also 5 levels deep. So quite a lot of rooms and other stuff, and it was actually quite difficult because outside the mobs were all level 20 or so. They're pretty tough mobs outside. And when you got down to the lower levels of the dungeon, you had to really work hard because I think some of the lower levels were, got up to level 40 mobs. So that got pretty challenging. Now, they also managed to explode and cause lots of traps and lots of silverfish and other problems for themselves. If I can get through here. And so they had quite a bit of work to do just to get out of the first level. And then, how about the arena? Our arenas got more complicated. We added a racing arena to the very top up here. Plan was to use multiple levels to build some racing arenas, but we only really ever spent some time to make about 2 racing levels. So this is the one I made as a quick demo to use the elytra. So you had to fly and fly and fly over to this first checkpoint, and then get bounced up high again and fly and dodge through those to get to the last checkpoint. And some people were very good at it, and some people, like me, had to try and try again repeatedly. And then we have the glass maze in its final form. They added some more traps to it, some more stuff falls down. We had new classes added. Lots of cool stuff there. Some designs, some buildings people were just trying to playing around with, nothing too crazy. And then this was the other crazy hard parkour. Like, this is super tough. I don't think I've actually beaten it without a little bit of cheating, just to see how it worked. So that was really cool. This one took them, I think, 3 weeks. I think 3 or maybe even 4 different sessions to complete. And I had to help them do all the walls and large things with some world edit. And yeah, so we worked on that, did some arena. And then they went into the final day, into the end, and fought the dragon, and they were victorious in fighting the dragon. And they opened up a portal that unfortunately spawned in a really poor location because it was spawned right on top of my teleport portal, causing all sorts of problems. So if you want to go explore the outer islands, you need to get an ender pearl, which is in the main town in one of the chests right there, and then throw it into this crazy ender portal block, and it will teleport you out to the end islands, and you can go adventuring there, which is very difficult, and you'll have to come right back to that egg thing. It's very easy to get lost. I do not suggest spending too much time out here unless you really want to. Alright. That is our world after an entire year. Pretty crazy to see how much you guys built, how much creativity you guys had, all the crazy fun you had with the pets, and it's also good to announce that you guys will be able to play on this. I've got this actually running on the server hardware I bought using the money I got from the Minecraft class. So we now have a professional HP server hosting all of our Minecraft stuff and some other things. And we're going to be adding servers on and experimenting with lots of other stuff and patches and things. So stay tuned. I'll be putting information on how to connect into the server into an email out to all your guys' parents, so you can get the information there and connect in, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, I hope you guys have a great summer.